Hey everybody, happy Saturday. I hope you're doing well. We just got off a lovely little Patreon live stream for like the last hour, so I'm feeling groovy. We are gonna drink some beautiful samples from Bruno Martins over in Portugal, who I got the wonderful pleasure to meet while I was over there. He gave me samples, and not only did he give me these samples, but he also paid for our lunch because he's just like a super gentleman. He would not let me pay. But we're going to drink through these, and we're also going to talk a little bit about the OSWAs, the Online Scotch Whiskey Awards, that are going to be hosted next weekend by Roy and Ralphie. I'm super excited for them. So yeah, we're just going to talk about the nominations, talk about who I voted for, what you guys think about the nominations, if you think another bottle should have been put into the running, and just kind of all that stuff. And we're just going to chat. It's been like 6 weeks since I've talked to you guys, so I'm just so freaking ready. Let's get into this. Okay. We got Kilco Brian, who had some honest words for me about my Four Roses video. He likes Four Roses. And I do like Four Roses. I just, for some reason, didn't like the small batch. I don't know. I just tried it again with my patrons, actually, just a little while ago. And we'll do a little investigating. And maybe I need to get another bottle, but we'll figure it out. Cameron Lochner, what is up? Welcome back. Shayla, thank you, Cameron. Freaking Donner Pass Whiskey. I always think that he lives in Canada because it just looks cold. His emoji thing looks cold, and I just always think he lives in Canada, but he doesn't live in Canada. I won't tell you where he lives just in case he doesn't want you to know, but what's up? Mike Franklin says cheers. Cheers, Mike. Whiskey with Molly, evening people, taking advantage of the clocks going back to catch some of Shayla tonight. Thank you. Yeah, I actually normally go live an hour and a half earlier than this, but just things today. Okay, Carlo Mac, evening all. The Mac is in. Evening all and cheers. Thank you. John T says cheers all. Josh Randall, who was on the Patreon stream, says yes. I feel the same way, Josh. I'm so freaking amped right now. Kevin Campbell. One more cask. What's up, dude? What is up? Freaking the Mac is in. The Whack was in the Patreon stream, but he's eating dinner right now. Evening, Shayla and everyone. Good to see you back. Thanks, David Owen. Appreciate it. Okay, guys. So, fair warning to these samples. Everything tastes hot to me tonight because I have not had a whiskey in a month. So I'm having a little Deanston 12 right now. I had a little Glencadam earlier, and it was fire. It just tasted like fire, which is not his fault. I just haven't had any whiskey in a month. So trying to get back into it. We're having a little Deanston 12. I've got a little Deanston 18. You guys cannot see that because my camera's terrible and it will not focus. But I have that in the glass just kind of opening up a little bit. And we'll go through these as we go through the OSWA nominations. And I know the results of one of the nominations. Well, Roy sent me one of the results, but I was too afraid that I was going to screw it up on stream. So I have not opened the link. So I don't actually know any winners right now. I will know tomorrow when I open the link. But I'm going to be announcing one of the winners, I think, on the stream November 6th on Aquavite's channel. So if you guys want to go check that out, please go check that out. It's going to be a super fun night. Okay. Okay, not hot. That's good. Maybe my palate's getting used to this. Deanston 12's tasting wonderful. I'm going to set that to the side real quick. We got some more people in. Andrew, the Cannon Buchanan. Hold on, my husband is playing this video on his phone. I gotta go tell him to shut it off. One sec, I'll be right back. I mean, he's gonna see this, but... Gotta shut it off. He heard it it right about as I was coming out, but I just wanted to make sure. That shit drives me nuts. Okay, Andrew, the Cannon may be related to James Buchanan. What is up? Peathead, hello. Okay. Peathead is just saying hi to everybody. Time for a dram, Gregor. How you doing, buddy? Howdy, whiskey peeps. If you guys have not seen Gregor, he was on the channel way back, like, I don't know, 6 months ago probably, somewhere, I don't know, maybe 4 months ago. And I think Jimmy Legg, who also watches the channel, he says that Gregor has the most fantastic hair ever. It's pretty true. So if you guys want Gregor to start a whiskey channel, just put it down in the comment section down below. Todd Trent, you freaking legend. Hey Shayla, welcome back. Oh my god. I am in need of whiskey. Kilco, no you're not. You have a lot. No, I'm just kidding. Hey Frank. He's saying hi to Peathead. Okay. So, should we just cut right to the mustard? Should we just get into it, or should we chat for a little bit? Let me know what you guys want. Okay, I'm going to have a little bit more of the Steenston before I add the Steenston 18. The Steenston 18 has probably only been opening up for 10 minutes, so I should probably give it a few more minutes before I try it. Okay, it's been so long since I said your name. Uta. Hopefully that's right. Uta? Yeah. Yeah, I used to call you Ute for a really long time. You should have corrected me. You probably did. Shayla, we've missed you. Hi and cheers, everybody. Okay, please tell me that Uta is the correct way to say your name. It's been so long. Oh, there we go, Kilco. He's razzing me. I'll pour some Four Roses single barrel, or small batch, just for you. Winky face. Okay. Let me know if you think it tastes watery. No, I'm just kidding. Real question, what's the plan with open bottles with regards to your upcoming move? So, apparently, we're renting a container ship. Not a container ship. A container for a container ship. We're not that rich. So, in the container, apparently you're allowed to have personal items, and then there's like a nothing to declare line, and then there's a declare line. So, if it's your personal collection, I don't think you have to declare it from what I've read, but they have a manifest, so I will give them the manifest that says all the bottles that I have, and they're all open except for the one Bruichladdich that I have in stock. So fingers crossed that they won't seize them at the border. Yeah, I'm going to pour a lot of samples so that if I do get them confiscated, at least you guys will be able to try some. And I'm going to bring those up to my mom's. So that's the plan. Just get into it, says Todd. Okay. Single barrel, not small batch. Okay. I wasn't sure. SIB is usually single barrel, and then small batch, I don't know, SB. Let's do both, says Cameron Lochner. Chat and get into it. I like the way you think. Okay. Perfect, says Uta. Okay. Dale Kelly says 2 Utas. I don't know what you're trying to say. But hi, Dale. I can neither confirm nor deny that well-packed bottles, well-wrapped, but not visible from the outside can work. I am going to put one bottle in every single package. That's my plan. Like, yes, I have 100 bottles, but there's only one per box. So if you really want to seize them, you got to open all my shit. Okay. DC says merch. Guys, I just ordered my own merch for the first time, and I'm so excited to have my Ron Swanson friggin' t-shirts on for Saturdays. DC designed them, so my cousin Vinny reference. Okay, not sure, Del. DC, support Whiskey Central by joining her Patreon. About 8,000 Patreons left my patronage while I went on break. which is all good. I wasn't posting very often, so, it is what it is. But I was like very sad because I think we're about to hit, I don't know, we're somewhere around 65 and now we're at like almost 60, a bunch left, but it is what it is. It's like, I needed a break, and if you lose some patrons, you'll lose some patrons. It happens. I would think even if they flag them, it's a matter of taxing them. Yeah, and like hopefully I don't get taxed super hard to the point where I don't want to bring the bottles. Get a bottle of Wild Turkey Rare Breed for my birthday a couple of weeks ago. Looking forward to opening it. David Owen, why have you not opened it already? Today is as good a day as any. Just open it. It's delicious. Let me know what you think about it. You're going to hit Washington before departing for Europe. We could/should cultivate an in-person. Time for a Dram Gregor. If you want to meet me in Yakima, Washington in December, you're more than welcome to. It's a really, really long drive from Portland, Oregon. It's like 4 hours, so 4.5 probably. The Dalles is a nice way to go. I-84 is really pretty, but December, I-84, makes me nervous. But yeah, bro, if you want to come, I will meet you and your magnificent hair. You were gone that long? From here? I think it was about 6 weeks since the last live stream. Hangin' AZ, hey now, Whiskey Central, welcome back. Thank you, Hangin' AZ. Whiskey knows Marty. Hey, girl. So great to see you live. So great to see your little emoji on my live. How you doing? Okay. Deanston 12, a little sip of this, and then we're going to get into this Deanston 18. We're going to talk about the freaking Scotch Whiskey Awards. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, Nate Dwyer. That's a new name. Greetings from Seattle. Hello, my fellow Seattleite. Well, I don't live there anymore, but I grew up in frickin' Olympia, Washington, and we've been to Seattle quite a few times. And I used to live near Puyallup, just in case you're wondering. So, what's up, Nate? Okay. This is so good. I love Deanston 12. Richard Hoffman. Dude, you are skydiving right now. How cool is that? Love your show. Thank you, Richard. I love your comment. Okay, let's get into it, guys. The only bummer about sharing my screen is that I will not be able to see chat. It is such a bummer. I am not professional like Bourbon Junkies or Matt from ADHD Whiskey. They have prompters, screens right here so that they can see everything. I don't have that. I do not have 2 screens. Share screen. I did this on the Patreon stream thinking that it would transfer over to here, but this is an entirely different stream in StreamYard, so it doesn't work like that. Okay, share. Okay, we are not at the top of the page. Let me get to the top of the page. The online Scotch Whiskey Awards, guys. If you guys don't know about this, sorry, because the voting's already closed. I should have done something to promote this before the voting was closed, but I was on vacation and just honestly forgot. So, pretty terrible person, if you ask me. I am. Yes. Okay. So the first one, while I grab this little Deanston 18, is best entry-level single malt. So I cannot remember. I think for this, and it was a terrible recommendation, I recommended, they were saying cheap, and this is the problem. They said, I think under 35 pounds or 30 euros or something. And so I really took that to heart. And I was like, I have to be completely under that amount. So I voted for Glenmorangie La Santa because that was the only one that I could find that was decently good for under that amount. And the problem is almost nobody else followed that. They were like, we'll just go over. Who cares? And And to be fair, maybe people in the UK can actually get these for under 35. I cannot, getting these from America. So, yeah. So we got Ardbeg 10, Aden 10. These are all, and then Bunnahabhain 12, Deanston 12, Glencadam 10, and Highland Park 12. So most of these at a decently high ABV, around 46. Highland Park's the only one that's 40 to 43, depending on where you get it. So that is the first category. Pretty good category so far, I think. So, and I should have written this down when I voted for these, but honestly, I didn't think I was going to do this stream. I had no idea. So, I forgot to write down what I voted for, but I'm pretty sure that I voted for Deanston 12. Like, I like Ardbeg. I've had Aden 14, but I haven't had the 10. I love Bunnahabhain, but Deanston was just, it seemed like a good entry level. Like, I really enjoy it. So I voted for Deanston. I'm curious to hear what you guys would vote for. Deanston 12. That was my first one. And speaking of Deanston, I'm going to try a little sip of this Deanston 18 from Bruno Martins. Okay. Okay, whiskey with malt. Do you consider Ardbeg 10 an entry-level whiskey? Well, and see, again, I think people didn't super pay attention to the €30 thing, which seemed to be fine. I would have voted for a different whiskey had I known that you could fudge a little bit on the dollars. I think it's a little bit more expensive than the others. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I don't actually know the price of Ardbeg 10. I think it's around $50 down here. It might be like $45 up in the States, so a little bit out of that budget range, I would say. But I think if you're trying to introduce somebody to peat, that's probably a good one. And a lot of the times people try peat and they love it immediately. It doesn't have to be a, year plus into the journey. So I think, I don't know. It does seem a little bit like an outlier to me, but you never know. I don't know who's going to win that one. So, okay, David Owen. Got a feeling next week's VPub is going to be a packed house. Looking forward to it. Yeah, so I am not going to do a stream next Saturday because the online Scotch Whiskey Award announcements for the winners, all of that, like the Oscars of whiskey is happening next Saturday. So I'm not going to do a stream, but I will be on the stream with the guys just for at least a little bit of it. So yeah, I'm super freaking excited. I don't know if you guys are excited, but I am. Okay, Nate Dwyer says, hopefully I'm saying that right. Dwyer? It looks right. I went for Bunnahabhain 12. I feel like Bunnahabhain would be a really awesome pick too. Seriously. Oh, and then Bubble Bath, you got Nate saying Ardbeg 10 for sure. So, you got your Pete heads definitely voting for Bunnahabhain 12. And honestly, I can't remember, guys. I either voted for Bunna or Deanston, but I seriously cannot remember for the life of me what I voted for. So I should have written it down. It was 4 weeks ago when I voted, so all of that knowledge has gone out of my brain. But yeah, Dale Kelly, seriously, I think Bunnahabhain 12 it's just a stunner. It's a stunner. Okay, Kilko. There is an option to pause Patreon stuff for that month if you ever get busy again. That way no one gets charged if you're out and about. Yeah, I probably should have done that. I just thought, I wasn't sure because I wanted to show you guys around Portugal, so I was doing all the Patreon lens stuff, but I probably didn't do it as much as I should have. And I think, honestly, people just not being able to hang out in the live streams was probably part of it. It's like, I'm paying this person $3 or $7 a month, and what am I getting for it right now? So probably next time I need to put it on pause. I just was afraid you guys wouldn't be able to get rewards if I did that. I didn't know how it worked. So Ardbeg was the entry before Wee Beastie came out. Okay, so you're just I know you're a pea head. Okay, time for a dram. Funny how easily we forget what we voted for. Think I was either Deanston or Bunna. Have not had Aden 10 on my shelf. Yeah, if I have had Aaron on 10, I probably would have voted for it because everybody and their brother seems to love that, and that's probably going to be the one that wins. I don't know. I'm really curious to see who does win. It's going to be interesting for sure. Yeah, I'm okay with it, but lots of people seem to have an issue. With what? Molly, are you talking about Ardbeg? Oh, and your name's not actually Molly. That's right. I can't remember your name for the life of me. Aquavite said it once in a stream. I don't remember. I'm so sorry. But I can call you whatever you want. You don't actually have to say your name. I'll just call you Whiskey with Molly. Okay, David Owen. Glencadam was my choice. So I just had some Glencadam 10. To be fair, I have only had a couple little sips off of it. But right now, it's a little bit too dry for me personally, so I don't know how it's going to go. I'm kind of curious. Oh, here, I can remove this for a little while we just chat. I'm going to have a sip of this Deanston 18 because I just want to. So thank you so much, Bruno, if you're watching, for giving me this wonderful dram. I would say saúde because he's from Portugal. Okay. Or sláinte. Oh, wow. Whoa. That's so different. Wow, that's way different than Deanston 12. That's like nothing like Deanston 12. That's kind of crazy. If somebody told me that was... I hesitate to say if somebody told me that was Deanston, I wouldn't think it was, but it's way different than Deanston 12. Ooh, I'm excited about that one. We'll pick that apart in a little bit. Okay. If you announce a limit, keep to that limit. Yeah, so that was the hard part. And see, this is the first year, so what are you going to do? You know, if so many people are putting in whiskeys that are a little bit over, but they're just wonderful whiskeys, you go, okay, you know. But to me, a little bit Asperger's, you know, I kind of take everything literally. So when you say 35, I immediately go, okay, it's 35. I cannot go over 35 or, you know, 30 or whatever it was. I think they said euros, dollars, pounds too. So there was probably a little bit of room to wiggle there, but I'm just not a wiggly type of person. So I nominated Glenmorangie La Santa and probably looked like a fucking idiot because everybody else nominated 46%, you know, really wonderful whiskeys. That is a good whiskey. I think it's 43%, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I don't even have the little bottle left, but I thought that was a good nomination as the budget, but it's all good. Next time I will know that to not take it literally. Okay, Sugar Kitty. I voted for Glencadam 10, but Ottern 10 was tough to say no to. Okay, all right, good to know. Yeah, you do like Glencadam 10. You're a Glencadam 10 fan person, for sure. Ryan VH, evening all, only stopping in. Family is here for my birthday. Happy freaking birthday, Ryan. I don't know if your birthday is today or if it's soon, but just happy birthday. Wanted to say welcome back. Thank you so much, Ryan. I hope you have a good birthday. Enjoy your family. Okay, I see Ardbeg 10 for 50. Usually closer to 60. Yeah. Okay, I voted for Bunna 12. I see a lot of Bunna 12, so maybe Bunna 12 would... I would have preferred Classic Lottie compared to Bunna 12. I think Bunna 12 is a really good one. I mean, I love Classic Lottie. Obviously, you guys hear me freaking gab on about it. Cheech, Artolino. Okay. What's up, my man? By the way, guys, if you guys don't know, you probably already do. Cheech Artofrickin' Whiskey Encore. He just hit 1,000 something subs, but he just hit over 1K. I've been watching it grow super fast over the last few weeks, and he just hit 1K a little while ago while I was on vacation. So just drop a freaking sub to his channel if you guys want to. He has the like smoothest radio and I mean this in the best way possible. He has the smoothest radio DJ voice ever. He's like, hold on, let me just grab my mic real quick. Oh no, I can't because it's wrapped around a thing, but hold on, let me just do it. 1 sec. No, if I unplug it, it's gonna fuck it up. But he has a freaking cool voice. He's just like so calm and collected. He's not like me at all. He's very just chill, and it's just so calming to watch his stuff. Okay. I stubbornly did not vote for either one of those just because they exceeded the limit. Good on you, Petehead. Good on you, Frank. Amy Bohm is in the his house. Hey, guys and gals, cheers. Oh my gosh. Your name is Ben. Okay, let me write it down. I'm pretty bad with names, if you guys haven't noticed. I've said people's names wrong, like, way too many times. Ben. All right. Yes, with Ardbeg. Oh, okay. We're on the same. Freaking Josh Randall says, hit the like. Oh my gosh, I'm way behind in chat. Let me go faster. It's whiskey time. Says, hi, Shayla. Hi, it's whiskey time. Hello. Okay, I'm just clicking on them so that when I scroll down, it just helps StreamYard not jump as much. Okay. People seem to get a little bent out of shape on the fine details of these. Okay. The point is the Scotch biased awards with a firm. Yeah, right. It's easy to forget that. Yeah, totally. No, I'm just so. I just take everything too literally. So I just put in a wrong nomination. That being said, the nominations that were put forward, I think, are stellar. And yeah, let me just talk about that for a little bit, guys. If you guys don't know, time for a dram, Gregor. Thank you, my man. It's kind of cool. These awards are not funded by a whiskey company or a whiskey anything. They're just funded by the community, by you guys. They're funded by Roy and Ralphie's patrons, which I think is the coolest thing ever. So nobody is paying for advertisement slots. Nobody's paying for anything to kind of be, oh, here, we'll give you a little money and, oh, we won the best award or whatever. All of those award kind of things can get super biased and super just not honest, basically. And this is a truly honest whiskey award show that's been funded by you guys in the community and was voted on you guys in the community. So it's your guys' say that are going into these things. So just kind of a really cool idea. I'm so glad that they kind of brought it to fruition. It's the coolest thing ever. There's a lot of regional difference in price. Should have just gone off hard limit MSRP or something. Yeah. Next time I'll just kind of like not pay attention to it. I'll be like, like 40, 45 bucks. Birthday's on Monday. Have a great night all. Okay, happy birthday on freaking Monday in just a couple days, Ryan. Cheers, man. Actually, I will actually give you a legit cheers. Cheers. Okay. If Shayla hits her channel/Patreon goals this year, I'll commit to starting a channel with how to style my hair. No, we want the whiskey one. I mean, I would be very interested to see how you get that much volume. I mean, it's like, it would be off screen, guys. His hair volume, it'd be close to off screen. It's impressive. And I actually don't have any goals for Patreon or for my channel because I don't think that that's a super healthy way to run a channel. Because if you don't hit those goals, you feel upset. So I just literally don't have any goals. Like, I had one goal when I first started, which was to hit 1,000 before a year. I thought that would be cool. But now it's like I don't watch analytics. I don't look at how many people like my videos or watch them or anything, because I think if you do that, you get down a slippery slope of sadness. Radio DJ voice and granny chair, says Sugar Kitty about Cheech's channel. Having the old brown box Macallan 12 sherry cask 43%. Old brown box. So I'm assuming it's in an old brown box. I don't know what the difference is between the new one, but I'd be curious to hear. Cheech says, thank you, Shayla. Drinky heart thing. Okay. I'm just being really weird tonight. I don't know what's wrong with me. Okay. Prices here in Germany are pretty decent. Many Scotch single malts are cheaper than they are in Scotland. How cool is that? And you also automatically, David, gets a Zucker color freaking notification on the bottle. They have to disclose in Germany, so you're lucky. You don't ever guess if something's colored or not colored. You know for a fact. I've shipped many a bottle back from Scotland from Germany. A good argument for Scottish independence. No goal, Shayla. Coolio. And so ends my channel before it starts. Yes. If it was about whiskey, then I would make goals just so that I could try to hit them. The climb to 1K is real, says Kilco. Yes, Kilco just hit, I don't know, you're somewhere around 600 or 700 or something like that, Kilco. Pretty sure. Goals are supposed to be achievable. You really need to set them. Just set them with realistic reach of where you are. Yeah, like I could say, I hope I get 5,000 subs in the next few months. You know, I could say something like that. But honestly, I'm not concerned if I get 5,000 subs in the next 3 months. I'm just not. I'm more interested in just having good relationships with the community, which is you guys. I set goals, and I mean, I have little, I don't know what you call them. I guess they're goals on Patreon, like fun little goals. Like I'll get a sweet ass mic set up, or I'll get a brand new camera once I hit a certain dollar amount. But I'm not I need to hit this dollar amount in the next year or something. You know, it's hey, if it happens, it happens. Okay, I set goals and fail to meet them. Motivates me to drink more whiskey. So Mac, what you're saying is you have a goal to drink more whiskey and you achieve at it. In Scotland, we get taxed massively. The new budget just added more. Oh, bummer. They are funded by Whiskey Joy. There we go. Okay, guys. So that was Deanston. Or, sorry, that was what was it actually called? I can't even remember anymore. It was the best entry-level single malt. I think I voted for Deanston 12, but may have voted for Bunnahabhain. The next category, which I think might be the category that I'm announcing the winner for, but still don't know the winner because I did not open the link, is Best Blended Scotch or Blended Malt 2021. So a ton of Compass Box, a little bit of Cuddy Sark, we got some Scallywag, and then Johnny Walker. So again, most of them are higher ABV. You got one 43%er, and then the rest are high ABV. So I think I actually nominated, I'm pretty sure I nominated Scallywag and then also voted for it. So Scallywag was my vote. I just like what Douglas Lane is doing. I haven't tried any of the other Douglas Lane expressions, which is a huge bummer. We just cannot get anything down here. I'm excited to try more though, and I just think it's cool, the remarkable regional malts, and they're just kind of neat. So that was who I voted for. But Compass Box is killing the game, obviously, with that sort of stuff. But I think Douglas Lane and some other people are they're coming into the market, you know. So yeah, that's what we got for those ones. I checked the prices in the UK as a sort of reference. So if there's a bottle that's 35 British pounds, 35 regardless of euros or dollars, yeah. Johnny Walker Gold for me. Oh, that's what you would have put as your nomination? Okay. I voted for Green Label because it's the only one I've had. Fair enough, David Owen. I've done that with a couple of these. Okay, relationships with patrons or enough for a new microphone is a goal. Yeah, true. Yeah, so I guess my goal is to just get to know more of you guys. And then I put random goals on Patreon because they require you to put a goal. You have to say what the goal is. Something to shoot for. Something you can tell if you hit the goal. Yeah. That was tough. Johnny Walker 15 is pretty damn good for 55 and 15 years old. I voted for Peat Monster, though. Yeah, Peat Monster is pretty good. I really like that it has Lafroig in it, so I voted for Peat Monster. Also voted for Ardbeg. Okay, so Mac, I am guessing you are a peat lover. There we go. My goal is to hit 1K too. Well, there you go, Kilco. This Deanston 18 is very good. It's drier It doesn't seem to be like waxy. Oh, here, I can take these off now. It doesn't seem to be very waxy, which is kind of surprising. So I'm going to try another sip just real quick. It's a little waxy, but it's drier than the Deanston 12. Yeah, it's just got drier flavors, like a dry wax, if that makes sense. I don't even know if that makes sense. But a Deanston 12 kind of is a little bit more, I don't know, it's a little bit sweeter and a little bit like heavier. This kind of seems lighter and drier. That one was like sweeter and a little bit heavier, if that makes any sense. If you guys have tried Deanston 18, let me know what you think about it. If you agree with that comparison with Deanston 12 and Deanston 18, a little bit drier. I actually think I might like the Deanston 12 more, at least for my preference at the moment. As I go along in my journey, I will probably start liking more dry flavors, and I'll like Glencadam 10 and I'll like Deanston 18, but right now, a little bit on the dry side, still a wonderful dram though. Okay, let me get back here. Eddie Rushworth, that's a new name. Hi, Eddie. Good shout on the Scallywag, although I favor the 10-year-old. Okay, Epicurean is nice too. Cool. Yeah. I was kind of surprised more Douglas Lane stuff, and maybe it's because of availability. I've only ever had a sample, so I've never had a bottle. I saw a bottle in Portugal, which I probably should have bought, but I'm currently sipping on some Peat Monster. Well, there you go. You just passed 500 subs. Okay, I couldn't remember exactly where you were at. There's so many new channels that I can't quite keep up with the numbers, at least. I didn't vote in this category as not enough experience across the blends. Fair enough. Yeah, I've had the Spice Tree, the Peat Monster, the Scallywag, and what was the other one? And the Johnny Walker Green. I have not had the Compass Box Flaming Heart, which I feel like I'm assuming people won't vote for because it's so out of the price range. Not that that one had a price range, but like it's way less affordable than all of the other ones. So I think affordability there's something to be said for it. Price to value kind of like ratio. So I see 86. Cheers, all better late than never. Hello. Jolly friggin' Rover. Hello. I just saw you not too long ago in Aquavite's chat. Did not vote here either. Haven't had them all, so not fair to choose one. If everyone chooses only the familiar bottles, the most widely known will win and not the best. That's fair. I haven't had all of these, though. I didn't have Cuddy Sark, and I haven't had Compass Box Flaming Heart. So I've had 4 out of the 6, but yeah. Okay. Just opened a bottle of Lafroig Lore. Wow. I love that stuff. It is one of my favorite bottles, is the freaking Blum. Congrats on 500 subs. Yeah, for sure. Congrats, Kilko. Okay, guys. Oh, I probably should pour my next dram. So, this is probably not the best one to go next. This is Glengoyne Teapot Dram. Boom. 59% ABV. Happiness. Okay. And it's very dark. Okay, I'm just going to have a little nip of that. I should have opened this earlier, but, I'm super professional, so. Watching your video today at Four Roses Small Batch put me in the mood for a glass of Four Roses Single Barrel. Yes, I had a Four Roses Single Barrel. I think it was an OESV. It was a pick. And that stuff was fan-friggin-tastic. I loved it. It was so good. That's in my glass now after finishing Glendronach 18. Well, there you go. Just pouring a King's Barn 100% shaved toasted rechard. I'm hoping for good things. Ooh, let me know what you think then. I'm curious. Ooh, that smells good. Okay, I need to let that open up. Dang it, I want to try it right now, but I need to just let that open up. Okay, let's go back over here. We're going to go Best Grain Whiskey 2021. Has to be non-malt. So we got Baines from, I believe, South Africa? I'm probably wrong. Sorry, Baines. Okay, Balcones True Blue Texas Corn Whiskey, Compass Box Hedonism Blended Grain Whiskey. Again, Compass Box is in. And then we have my vote. So this was what I nominated before the votes even went out. I nominated Teeling Single Grain because I tried that and it was just fantastic stuff. And then, of course, we got a couple of hitters, Wild Turkey 101 and Wild Turkey Rare Breed. I voted for Teeling Single Grain just because I love that stuff. But Rare Breed is amazing, obviously. So haven't tried Hedonism. I've heard really good things. I don't think I've tried Texas, the True Blue, but I've had a couple of them, and I actually nominated Balcones for another one, so I didn't want to vote for them twice. So yeah, I voted for Teeling Single Grain, and I've never had Baines. I just can't get that here. So also it was 40%. The other ones are a little bit higher, so kind of wanted to stick with supporting more ABV in our whiskeys. So didn't vote in this either. I just love Teeling, and I'm so glad it made it to the finals. So I was just like, I'm going for it. Teapot is Roy Duff's favorite dram, I think. Oh, I've heard good things. I think I've watched some reviews of his, or recycled reviews, talking about how wonderful it is. And I've always wanted to try it. I thought it would smell more sherry. Maybe it needs to open up, or maybe my nose is broken. Like, you smell sherry, but it's not hitting me in the face. It seems more subtle. I don't know. Teeling is a great bottle, but Rare Breed just knocks it out of the park compared for the ABV for sure. I like that it's different, you know. I love Rare Breed. It's one of my favorite bourbons for sure, but Teeling offered me something that I haven't gotten in any other whiskey, so I wanted to kind of celebrate that. Whereas Rare Breed, it's freaking amazing, but I have gotten those flavors from other bourbons, so you know, it's still wonderful. Like, it's the best thing since sliced bread. But I voted for Rare Breed. Okay, I voted Wild Turkey 101. Man, for the value, Wild Turkey 101 is just nuts. Rare Breed punches above its weight for sure. And what's the price on it? It's $55. Like, insane. Especially with all its overpriced bourbon nonsense. Yeah, definitely. Okay, I'm gonna go for a sip of Glengoyne Teapot Dram. Thank you so much, Bruno. Appreciate it. Oh, wow. Holy shit. Wow. Oh my god. I can still taste it. So super long finish, in case you guys are wondering. This is batch 7. God, oh, it gives you a Kentucky hug too. Oh, that makes sense. It's almost 60%. Wow, that's fantastic. Oh my god, I love that. Okay, just got home from fishing tournament. How'd you do? Thanks for the entertainment. Gotta go hang with the fam. Got second place. Nice. Oh, cheers, man. Oh, I'm glad you had a good day. That's so awesome. I voted Hedonism after being wowed by it on one of my first whiskey tastings. That's cool. Bev Porter is in the house. Mama Porter. Hey, how's it going? Glad to see you back. I've missed you. I have missed you. As you would say, hugs. If you guys don't know, Mama Porter is Matt Porter's mom. Shocker. I know. Good to see you, Bev. Ooh, Knob Creek Single Barrel. Oh, heck yeah. Oh, that would have been a good nomination, too. A Knob Creek. Oof. Now I'm kind of feeling like I should have nominated that. Knob Creek is a stunner. I love it. Speaking of love, this Glengoyne Teapot Dram is just friggin' fantastic. Oh, the sherry's coming on now, too. I feel like my nose is getting a little stuffed, but okay, so that was, what was the category again? I'm so good at this, guys. Best grain whiskey. So that was best grain whiskey. So that was category 3. Category 4 was best distillery. There are some wonderful distilleries up on the screen, as you guys can see. I was pretty bummed that Loch Lomond did not make it. So Loch Lomond Group, Glen Scotia, Loch Lomond, I bundled them together because you were allowed to. And that was who I nominated. I nominated Glen Scotia because I was just like, I love Glen Scotia. I love Loch Lomond. I love everything about everything that they're doing. I just think it's the coolest thing. The champagne yeast thing, I didn't get to try that, but I love the innovation and the ideas. And so I wanted to put that as my nomination. It did not make it at all. So we have Erin, Auden, Bruichladdich, Bunnahabhain, Deanston. Are you sensing a theme here? We've got Distell, and then Bruichladdich, Auden, Glenallachie, and Springbank, of course. I love Springbank stuff, but also I feel like it's not super accessible for a lot of people, either by price or by availability, which I understand. They're making a quality product by humans, in pretty small batches. So I totally understand that it wouldn't be available, and that doesn't mean that they shouldn't get a nomination, And then Glenallachie is doing great things. Billy Walker, obviously Distell, Distell owned Deanston and Bunnahabhain. Non-chill filtered natural color, 46.3%. What's not to like? Bruichladdich, one of my favorite distilleries of all time. I was going to nominate them, and I literally was like, I toot the Bruichladdich horn so much that people are going to think that I am sponsored by them, which I will never be sponsored by any whiskey manufacturer, so don't worry about that. But I was like, let's put in somebody that I like that's doing some cool, innovative things. So I wanted to do Loch Lomond, and then of course Auden. Everybody and their brother loves Auden, so all great nominations. I think I ended up voting for Bruichladdich just because I was like, okay, if Loch Lomond's not in there, I'm gonna vote for Bruichladdich. 99% sure that's what I did. Honestly, I cannot remember. So yeah, very cool. I'm really excited to see who wins that. Honestly, it's probably gonna be. I feel like it's probably gonna be Auden or maybe Glenallachie. Like, I don't know. It's hard to say. I feel like Bruichladdich and Bunnahabhain and Deanston and Springbank have all been doing the same awesome thing for so long that I feel like these awards are new, and we're also kind of looking for new things, like new distilleries, new ideas. And so I think every year you're going to be looking at who's the newest that's doing this and who's doing the most innovative stuff. So I feel like although those other 4 distilleries are doing wonderful, beautiful things, they've been doing that for quite a while, whereas Auden and Glenallachie with the new Billy Walker switch, not super new, but I think both of those are doing, they're newer and doing kind of those same sort of things. So it's probably going to be one of them, but I don't know, honestly. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if the UK audience puts hedonism over the top. I would not either, because I've heard everybody and their brother say hedonism, so I voted Bruichladdich. I think I did too, Mac. No Kilchoman. Kilchoman would have been cool. I personally like their product. I've had a couple of samples. Not from them, of course, never, but I don't want it to sound like that, so I just wanted to clarify. A couple of samples just from patrons and fans, and I've been kind of not blown away, but I've just really, really enjoyed the 2 samples that I've had. But that being said, I think Kilchoman is a profile that people could maybe dislike. It's a little bit different. So, not to say that it obviously is the distillery. It's not necessarily talking about the whiskey. It's more talking about like what the distillery is doing for this section of the awards. So yeah, I don't know why people didn't vote for it. I mean, I guess I didn't either. So, Not to say that they're not doing good things, though. Did you put Kilchoman in as your write-in? I'm curious. Glad to hear you nominated Glen Scotia. I think they've been a little bit of a secret, not for long. And that's the other thing. I love these awards. I think they're so cool. And I do appreciate the thought that Roy and Ralphie have put into it in terms of hopefully preventing some price hikes by people. I mean, it's out of their control for the most part, what other companies do. But I was a little bit nervous putting, and I hate that awards even have to be like this, but I almost didn't want to put Loch Lomond or Glen Scotia because I was like, I really like them and I feel like they're slightly under the radar. Like when you think Campbelltown, you might think Springbank first thing. You might not think Glen Scotia first thing. And I was like, I want to celebrate them. So I put them up, but I was also really afraid, like, if I put them up, is it going to just, not that I have that power, but the online Scotch Whisky Award platform might have the power to really drive prices. So I was kind of concerned about that. But hey, it happens, you know, it happens. Another tough one, went with Berclotti. The transparency, I do love the website. It is super cool. Tough to argue against them. Yeah, definitely. I love Glen Scotia. Never had Loch Lomond so far. Should I try it urgently? Gosh, I cannot remember. I just remember I really enjoyed it, but I had like 18 other samples that day, so I don't remember exactly what it tasted like. But I would get one, man. I would get one. If you like Glen Scotia, you like what Michael Henry's doing, just go pick something up. What do they share? Any characteristics or just ownerships? I mean, Michael Henry, I'm pretty sure he blends for both of them. So I think he makes both. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But, gosh, I think I have. I'm looking at this box and I'm pretty sure I have some a Loch Lomond sample in there. And I really just want to try it real quick just to tell you something about it. It's probably not in there though, and I'm just going to waste your guys' time. So, okay, back on the Glengoyne Teapot Dram. So far, Jesus Christ. It's amazing. It didn't smell like a sherry bomb at first. It was kind of, I had just poured it. But now that it's had a chance to open up, it's just like dried fruit heaven. It just smells like a box of sun-made raisins and some figs, maybe even a tiny bit of cherry. I don't know. And the palate just goes for days. I'm going to have another sip. Sláinte, guys. Wow. That's so crazy. So you get those dried fruit flavors, but then the spice and the texture and the Kentucky hug, which is happening right now, or Scotland hug, whatever. But the texture is what's kind of crazy to me. That spice, it just hangs on your palate for forever. Oh gosh. Eric, wait, whiskey studies. Hey, Eric. I'm back from vacation. I voted Ardbeg. I figured you did because you are the cult leader. You know, what are you going to do? You have to stick with your people. Loch Lomond is great. Glen Scotia even better. But there are also a lot of Loch Lomond products that are all over the place. I can understand some people also think of them as the old Loch Lomond. Okay. Voted for Bunna, so that's probably heart overhead, having just done the Warehouse 9 tasting. Oh my gosh, yeah. If you get to visit there, you probably just automatically, it's like, that's my favorite. He just wrote in what Ardbeg did you vote for in the blended section. He just wrote in like a, who knows? I didn't vote on anything because I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't think any of us do, Kilco, but as an appreciator of whiskey, gosh, you're welcome to vote, you know? I think Kilchoman is just a bit too new for Distillery of the Year. 20 years old? They're like 20-something years old. Are you trying to make a joke? Or maybe I'm not understanding what you're trying to say. Or like their last distillate or something? I don't know. What would be the best starting point to understand today's Loch Lomond idea of whiskey? Okay, so I've had so there's a green one and a red one. So there's a single grain, which is actually 100% malted barley, but it's distilled in a column still, so it can't be called single malt. It has to be called single grain, which is super dope already. So you just automatically, Loch Lomond is just cool. They have one that's made with champagne yeast, which is probably really hard to find. They have a peated and an unpeated, I believe. I think one is called Inchmurren, maybe, and one is like Inchmoen. I'm probably saying those terribly wrong, and I'm probably incorrect, but somewhere around there. So if you like peat or you don't like peat, depending, maybe try one of those. I loved Glen Scotia too. I had the 15 and 18 this year and really enjoyed them. Not as funky as Springbank, but great stuff. Yeah, definitely not as funky, but I really like what they're doing. My vote went to Glencadam, accessible whiskeys at a decent price. Mr. Whiskey Shits! If you guys haven't subscribed, not to Mr. Whiskey Shits, but to Livewire Whiskey, go do that because they have the dopest freaking thumbnails to exist. It's probably DC that's making them. Carlos in San Diego. Hopefully I'm not too behind. Oh, I'm a little bit behind on chat. Sorry, guys. Loch Lomond and Glen Scotia have similar mouthfeel. Rich, flavorful. Thank you, Carlos San Diego, for that. Peathead for blended. I voted the Ardbeg 10 blended with Corey, blended with Ugadal. There you go. That's so great. Zenbood. Hello. Hello. Watch Kilhoman. More great things to come in the proper manner. Oh, Loch Lomond 12. That would obviously probably be a good start. Yeah. That would probably be a good start. Okay. You guys are all talking to each other, I think. There is a Loch Lomond tasting in my area November 6th. Oh, but I think I got something else that evening. Oh, dang it. Oh, shoot. That would have been cool. All right. Gonna try another little sip of this Glengoyne Teapot Dram, which is getting me slightly Shea-Lammered. And then we have two more. We've got Anoch 18 and Kilkerran 16 to round off the night, which will be my first Kilkerran 16 in my freaking life. So, pretty thrilled. Okay, cheers, guys. Dang it, that's so freaking good. Okay, guys. How much does Glengoyne Teapot Dram cost? It's probably a lot. I would say, I don't know. How much would I pay for this? I would be happy to pay. I'm such a cheapo that it probably doesn't even matter, but like $80 to $100, which is a lot for me. So that means I like it, you know? Yeah, it's really good. Okay. What's happening here? Okay, so we're going to pour. I need to pour this Anoch 18. Little sip of that. Just a wee bit. And then I'm going to let that breathe while we go on to the next two categories. DC has put the subscription to Livewire Whiskey. Okay, Eddie says 120 pounds. Oof. Okay. I'm just so cheap, but that's probably, if I recall correctly, let me try that again. If I recall correctly, Glengoyne Teapot is a distillery exclusive and only released yearly. Oh, is it? Oh. Seriously? That's a distillery exclusive? This should be available to everybody. Wow. Okay, so that's why. And it's 59% ABV, which is just like, hallelujah. Wow. Yeah, it's so good. I didn't know that. Again, I only know things for bottles that I've bought and then have to research. Pretty much. Isaias Valenzuela. Did you find any bottles on your vacation? I found a ton of bottles. but I just did not want to worry about bringing them home because we were already almost overweight on our bag coming there. But I did buy this Glencairn 10-year-old because I have not seen it anywhere, and everybody and their friggin' brother has been raving about this thing, so I just wanted to buy one. And now I have it. And it's a smidge too dry for me right now. Very difficult to get teapot now. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have asked. I didn't know that it was, yeah. I think 120 is unrealistically low. They're more like 200. Oh, well, that's painful. I don't think that's worth 200. I think it's worth 100 or maybe 125. But, yeah. It's really good, though. You can buy it in retailers, but it's all sold out. Oh, okay. Do they just dump the teapot into a vat every week and bottle at the end of the year? That's awesome. Subscribe if you guys want to check out Bubble Bath Bourbon, who does whiskey reviews in a bathtub. It's not as weird as it sounds. It's pretty relaxing most of the time. DC has just dropped a link to his channel. All my luggage coming back from Scotland was overweight. I just paid the extra fees. I probably should have. You guys want to know what bottles I saw. I saw bottles at Springbank. I saw bottles at Kilkerran, which I wanted to buy those, but I have had those. I've tasted those, and I haven't tasted Glencairn. But I knew a sample was coming for me at Glencairn 10, so I shouldn't have bought that. I should have bought other things. But the gal at that whiskey store, who owns the whiskey store, just loves me, so I think we'll be all right. We hung out for a few hours, and she was just so happy because she said that normally when a girl goes into her shop, it's to buy whiskey for her husband. So she was just so thrilled, and we just talked about whiskey for hours. It was awesome. It's pretty weird too, not gonna lie, says Nate. Well, yeah. I mean, we're all a little weird. Okay, time for a Jerem Gregor. Okay, so Teapot used to be sub 100 and epic. They saw the chance, upped it to 120, and it hung around available for way longer than it should. It's stellar, but now a bottle I buy, only one of. Oh, okay, gotcha. I'm not dyslexic, but I swear to goodness, I cannot read when it comes to these things. Yeah, I think I'd pay 100 for this. Maybe 125, honestly. Like US dollars, I'm saying US dollars. Great British pounds, that would be way too much. Okay. I vote for Longmorn 16, winky face. Oh, let me go to the next little thingy-mobob, guys. Okay, so that was number 4, best distillery. Pretty sure I voted for Berclati. Best independent bottler. Okay, let me get it kind of centered here. Okay, so we've got Adelphi, Douglas Lane, Gordon and MacPhail, North Star Spirits, Signatory Vintage, and SMWS, Scotch Malt Whiskey Society. Okay. So I voted for Douglas Lane. And to be fair, I do think this one, I've had Signatory, I think I've had a North Star maybe. I have not had a Adelphi. I feel like this award right here, and again, like Roy says, he's like, this is kind of UK based, but guess what? Like me and Ralphie are from the UK. A lot of our viewers are from the UK. So I think a lot of these aren't super widely available to a lot of people, but that's okay. For this one, I could have voted for Signatory. I don't know. I just ended up going with Douglas Lane. I like what they're doing, so that was what I put. So yeah, I don't know. But I think these other companies, especially like North Star, they're doing really cool things. So kind of neat. Fairly gutted James Eady didn't make the list. I voted Signatory, added as my people's choice. There you go. That's the whole point of the people's choice, huh? That's cool. Yeah, there's so many nowadays. It's hard to, and it depends too. Like, I think Ralphie was talking about this one time in a whiskey review way back when, or not a review, but maybe extras, about how a certain, like Adelphi, for example, I'm just using them as an example, You can have a really stellar bottle of Adelphi, but then you can also have a not so great bottle of Adelphi, for example. I've never tried Adelphi, so I'm not saying that about them. I'm just using them as an example. But, so yeah, I don't know. It's like you can have good signatories and bad signatories. Like, it just depends. So, that one was a little bit of a harder category for me. I just went with a stable one that I know that I've liked, and just that's what I did. Probably shouldn't have even voted on that one, but I don't know. I wrote in Lombard Jewels of Scotland because they did a Royal Lochnagar 17 cast strength that blew my mind. See, and you have like one amazing bottle, and it's just like what? Let's see. Did anyone else write in MGP as best distillery? You have to admit they make good whiskey. That's funny. I protested against SMWS. I know, and I didn't like that part. Yeah, you have to pay a fee to be able to purchase bottles. That itself makes it not available. Yeah, the Bourbon Junkies are doing that partnership with SMWS, and I think, gosh, that's so cool. They get to try all these amazing whiskeys. I have not been able to. I may have had a sample of something that somebody sent me, but I've never paid the fee to kind of get in there. So, yeah, I agree with what you're saying. But again, they are an independent bottler doing, the same thing as all the other ones, and I mean, they do make good stuff. A lot of it's expensive, but a lot of it's old. I mean, there's a million different arguments you could have for that probably, but I agree. Okay, this is a knock 18. Let me just have a sip of this real quick. That probably needs to open up. It's super delicate light fruit right now, so it probably needs to open up. I've noticed with all of these, they've needed a little air time, so I'm just gonna have a sip of this, and then we'll see what happens later on. Oh wow, that's different. I think that's my first knock I've ever had. That's really different. The texture is very nice. Okay, we'll see what happens with that as we go. Okay, all good. I voted North Star, James Eady, and sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Radarate are honorable mentions. Okay. Ralphie also discussed they need to pay a membership fee for bottling too. Are you talking about Scotch Malt Whiskey Society, or what are you talking about? My vote went to an independent bottler that probably not many people have heard of, the Ultimate Scotch Whiskey Company from the Netherlands. Okay, well, there you go. If anyone saw my Insta story tonight, my weirdness was very much confirmed. I do not know what you're talking about, Brian, because I did not. For the record, I'm a member of SMWS, and yes, they have great whiskeys. Yeah, like, pretty much all I've heard is wonderful things. I'm just so cheap that I just don't know. I mean, maybe when I live in Portugal, obviously I can't get them down here in Mexico, so that's a barrier to entry for me, but yeah. Even if they make great bottlings, it's still behind a paywall, not really fitting in the spirit of the OSWAs. Otherwise, I find it, yeah, okay. Good point. David, I'm gonna screw your last name up so hard. Geschke. David Geschke says, hi. David. Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. The Ultimate is kind of widely available. Is it? Okay, have you ever noticed that if you write SMWS upside down, it's spelled SMWS? Well, upside down and backwards, right? Or am I just... Because if it was not upside down and backwards, it would be SWMS, right? But if it was upside down and backwards, then I got you. Yeah, I think. That's pretty cool. Smelling really good. I think the air conditioning is making me like, I'm going to turn it off real quick, or turn it down at least. Oh yeah, it's much quieter in here now too. Okay. Am lucky to access a lot of indie bottles in California. Great values. Yeah, Tim, that is cool. I did not vote for independent bottlers. I have not had many yet, so it did not seem fair. I had Finlagen, which is an independent Isla. Daslo, I probably shouldn't have voted. Now that it didn't even occur to me to not vote, but I probably shouldn't have. It's like you kind of have to have a good majority of them. You probably should have at least 60%, have had at least 60% of them before voting. Probably. I don't know. You guys are smarter than I am, though, so. Oh, yeah, I really did screw it up, huh? Geshka. Okay. That's clearly was not on my mind because I said it about 12 other ways. Okay. Oh, and I should go to the next one. Here, give me a second. First time watching the stream, you lived in Portugal. I'm often in Lisbon, Porto. Oh, so I'm moving to Portugal. I'm moving to probably Caldas de Rainha area. I would like to move to Setúbal, but it's a little too expensive for what we want. So probably Caldas is where we're going to be. So very cool. Geshka. Okay. Shayla, you schooled them there. Oh, no, I think that's what Eric meant. He just probably didn't type that part. And I don't even know if I'm right, honestly, because whiskey. Okay, let me go back to this. Okay, so this was Best Independent Bottler. Then Category 6 is Best New Distillery of 2021. This one, I don't think I voted on. Because I have not had, I don't think I've had any of these. I don't even remember what my nomination was. I may have had Waterford. I'm not sure, to be honest. They're all doing super cool things, though, so you could vote for any of these just because of what they're doing, what you like, the innovation that they're doing. I think Nick Nean would probably be my vote. I've never had their whiskey, but just them being organic, and I don't remember, don't quote me. I was reading an article recently about, I think they were trying to be net zero. There was a couple of different articles I was reading about distilleries trying to be net zero or like offsetting their carbon emissions or something. But Nick Nean is doing really cool stuff. Arden American obviously is doing really cool stuff. Same with Waterford. Don't know much about Linder's Abbey or Kingsbarn, and then Torvaig. But yeah, I don't know if I voted for this one just because I really just have no idea. But any of them are good options, honestly. I think they're super cool. So Nick Nean would probably be my vote, though, even though I haven't tried their whiskeys. Okay. What is this? Oh, Roy! Okay, responding to an emergency. Klaxon, we're investigating a report of someone sipping on a sherry cask 46% right after... I know. So, I was trying to figure out the order for this, but the problem is I needed Kilkerran to go last. Or I wanted Kilkerran to be last. But I didn't want to have Glengoyne and then Kilkerran, so I thought, well, Sugar Kitty was saying that maybe a knock and Kilkerran would kind of be nice to follow each other up after. So, yeah, it's fine. It's fine, Roy. Don't worry about it. Oh gosh. Oh, it smells really wonderful. Thank you, Bruno. Wow. That's kind of... I really like the texture. It is pretty florally to me. Don't know if anybody else gets that, but it tastes a lot like a big old bunch of flowers. Which normally I don't like, but I actually kind of like it on this one. Wow, it actually gives you kind of a Kentucky hug, even though it's only 46%. Jeez. Okay, let's see here. Stubal is like the LA hills of Europe. You definitely have to get to the Azores on a trip, though. And then Madeira for their rum and namesake wine. Yeah, I want to go to the islands at some point. I love Stubal. I think it's a very cute little town, but it is definitely the LA hills expensive of Europe, so I won't be able to live there because we just don't have that budget. So unless our house sells for $1 bajillion. I passed on this one, haven't tried anything from them. Yeah. I'm very happy you're moving here. We should start a whiskey club. So Daslo, I met two Brunos, Bruno Mello and Bruno Martins, who are I don't know, they're the Portuguese members of the Aquavite Barflies. And we met up, and I didn't know you were from Portugal, but yes, we were talking about starting a little whiskey club. So we will figure it out, and we will just go to Lisbon even if it's like once a month. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Bring the peach, says Bubble Bath Bourbon. As an old man, these newfangled whiskeys confuse me. We just gotta roll with the times, Eddie. I voted for Ardbeg for best new distillery. I've only been open since 1815. That's new, right? Oh, goodness, Eric. Let's start calling them Caledonian hugs, Shayla. Okay, I was going to say, I was saying Kentucky hug, and then sometimes I say Scottish hug as a correction. But we'll go with Caledonian hugs. That's fine. There we go, Bubble Bath Bourbon. Technically, Ardbeg is a new distillery because it was closed and then reopened. Jolly Rover says, Ardent American is amazing for such a young distillery. Haven't tried most of the others, though. I have to say there seems to be a great quality in many of the new projects. I think there has to be, right? I mean, if you are going to make it in the whiskey verse that is already existent with people that are hardcore fans of certain distilleries and they always buy, these certain bottles. I think if you want to make it, I don't think, look, for example, Aden, I don't think would survive or would have survived if they put out 40% colored and chill filtered whiskeys. Just an idea. But because they put out 46% and above, and some cask strength, wonderful, like the quarter cask or sherry cask or the bodega. The bodega is the sherry one. I can't remember. They have a million freaking different bottles, but because they put their stuff out at quality, I think it puts them into the market. Whereas if they were 40%, I think they probably would have just faded away. But I don't know. I missed Rassy, great stuff as well. Yeah. I think a lot of people were bummed out that Rassy was not included, but hey, we'll get there. We'll get there, little by little. For a 3-year-old. Okay. I need to pour some Kilkerran 16, guys. This will be the first Kilkerran 16. I've had the Kilkerran heavily peated batch 1, and I did like it, but I wasn't like, whoa, oh my god. So, Kilkerran 16, everybody and their brother talks about this, including Roy. He loves it. So we'll see what happens there. I'm going to have one more sip of this Anak 18. Sanjava, guys. Sorry, my dog's barking. That is super floral to me. It's got a nice spice, beautiful texture, even a tiny bit waxy. If you don't like floral, you probably won't like this, at least to my palate. That's what I'm experiencing. You might experience something different, but that's what we're going with. All right. Kilkerran is in my glass. And I'm going to let that breathe for a little while we pull up the last 2 categories, guys. Okay. We've got Best World Whiskey. I nominated originally the Balcones Texas Single Malt because I had some of that from Matt Z over at Whiskey Crusaders, and I thought it was the freaking cat's pajamas, so I voted for them. There are some hitters in this lineup, though. We've got, okay, let me try to get this somewhat centered. No, that's not centered. Okay, that's a little better. Okay, so we've got Armroot Fusion, Balcones Texas Single Malt, Cotswold English Single Malt, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, Redbreast 15, and Redbreast 21. I don't think anybody's voting for Redbreast 21 because it's $200. But the rest of them are decently. And Elijah Craig, see, again, this is pounds, 110 pounds. It's about, I think, $60-ish, 60 to 80. It depends, honestly. But I voted for what I nominated, which was Balcones. I probably would, if I didn't vote for that, I would have voted for Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, which I do love so much. I just wanted to kind of celebrate like different stuff. Like I love Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, but the Balcones Texas Single Malt to me was just different and delicious. So that was kind of my logic for that. But yeah. David Geschke, hopefully I said that right, Geschke. Why is Irish whiskey a part of world whiskey? It's projected to outsell Scotch. Well, because it's not Scotch. There's Scotch and then there's the world. It's made on a different island, David. No, I think the category itself is growing dramatically. I think it's one of the largest growing categories of all of them. But yeah, I mean it's just different than Scotch. So I voted for Balcones. I love their malts. Me too, Carlo. Yeah, I dig them. I can find many Campbelltown notes in the Amroot, so I voted for that. Crazy cheap for the quality. I have some Amroot being sent to me, but I have not had Amroot, so I could not vote for it. But I've heard good things. With Cotswold on this one, again, I've heard good things. If you put, oh, okay, you're talking to somebody else. Rodin Edredauer 12, natural cask strength sherry color. Okay. So what is this again? Best world whiskey. Oh, so you just still put in a Scotch. I guess I don't know if that was in the rules. I cannot remember. They went over the rules with us, and if we had any questions, we just asked them. But I don't remember if you could still put if you could put a Scotch into what I was assuming was a non-Scotch category, but you probably could. Yeah. Kavalan should have been there. How much is Kavalan? I've heard that it's a little expensive for what you get, but oh, and also, hey, Error McFault, I haven't seen you in a while. Well, I just see you all the time in Aquavite's chat, but hello. But yeah. Oops, wrong category. Oh, okay, and maybe you could. I can't remember, honestly. I have no idea. Okay, I'm gonna go for a little. Oh, let me take this off the screen, guys. You guys already know the categories here. I'm gonna have a little sip of this Kilkerran 16. Thank you so much. And my camera will not focus because it's a piece of shit. Thank you, Bruno, for this. Oh, wow. Wow, that smells really good. Okay, I'm gonna say this and it's gonna sound like a bad thing. It kind of smells a little bit like plastic to me, but which sounds weird, but in like a good way. I don't know. Wow, it's really fruity too. I wasn't expecting that. Damn. Okay, Slanjava, guys. Oh, wow. Oh, it's really good. Wow. Damn. Okay, so first off, if I was drinking this blind, I bet you $100 I would say that this is not a Campbelltown. Not that it doesn't taste like a Campbelltown, but I would just automatically assume this was an Isla. God, I'm trying to describe that. Give me a second. And you get a little, as Gregor would call it, a Caledonian hug. Arrow, why? Frickin' Roy. Set in an 18 GBP super chat. Can we show Shayla some love? Such energy and enthusiasm for what we love. Seems like we'll have you in our time zone soon. I'm so excited. Oh, thanks for the super chat, Roy. Appreciate it. The only reason that I am enthusiastic is because you and Ralphie put in such thought and care to this wonderful thing that we're talking about. So thank you. Put that in best single malt. You put Kilkerran in best single malt? This has got to be one of my favorite whiskeys I've ever had. Okay, Redbreast Cask Strength had been on the list. Yeah, it is good stuff, huh? Longrow 18. I voted for Andorian single malt for best extraterrestrial whiskey. Eric, your comments never disappoint. There is no such thing as good smelling plastic, Frank. I would beg to differ. Have you smelt Kilkerran? Oh, shit. Maybe you were trying to be sneaky. Okay, my bad. Damn it. Sorry. Wow, that's so good. I don't know if I'm going crazy, but this seems a little bit floral to me too. Not like a knock, but Okay, I'm saying a knock, and I've heard people say a no. And I don't know if that's right. I thought it was a knock. But yeah, I'm super good at Scots Gaelic, so you know. Wow. I'm gonna have to sit with that one. What the heck? Okay, he's laughing. So hopefully you're not mad at me. I'm sorry. KK does not smell like plastic to me. Oh, and not plastic is probably not the right word, Frank. There's this slightly I'm making it sound worse by the second, but it's like almost like burnt. It's like a burnt plastic bucket. That just makes it sound really bad, but I'm gonna have to pour some more of this. Hard C. Anoch. Anoch. That's a lot. Whoopsie. I poured a little too much of that. It is a knock, not a no. Okay. I've heard people say that, and I'm like, I don't know. Yes, point for me. Okay, let me go back to the OSWAs real quick. Last category, guys. We're rounding it out. Best world whiskey. So we did that. I voted for Balcones and nominated Balcones. So, like, obviously I'm going to vote for it because I'm an egomaniac. Okay, 8. Best single malt Scotch whiskey. I nominated Glen Scotia Victoriana and voted for Glen Scotia Victoriana. But there's Auden 10-year-old, Glen Scotia Victoriana, Glenallachie 10-year-old, Cask Strength, Laphroaig 10-year-old sherry cask. There's many casks that go into making it, but Longrow 18, which it is wonderful, but I feel like is hard to get. And then Talisker 18, which is also really freaking wonderful. So some amazing nominations by the panel of people. Okay. Oh, you guys are talking in a different language. Is it German or is it Dutch? Or is it neither of those things? It kind of looks like Dutch. I don't think that that's German, but I don't know. Anoch isn't the Gaelic pronunciation, but it's on their label. They haven't given their whiskey that name and decided that's how they wanted it pronounced. Okay, fair enough. Okay, Anoch. Okay, that's how I've been saying it. But that's not the Gaelic pronunciation. What would be the Gaelic pronunciation? Just out of curiosity. Because I love pronouncing things correctly. If they wanted Americans to pronounce it correctly, they wouldn't use Gaelic terms. Fair enough, Eric. Oh, a Jolly Rover. We're just twinning right now. This category should have been at an 18, not 10. Fair enough. Dutch. It's Dutch. Dutch indeed. Great. I made that mistake once when John de la Cuisine was in here. Never again. Okay. I wanted my name pronounced Eric, not Eric. Eric, like the pack of cigarettes. I know that's what you were named after because I'm a stalker. Okay. It smells... So, originally, when you first smell Kilkerran, or this Kilkerran 16, and I have not had any whiskey for 4 weeks, so not peat blind anymore. It kind of hits you with peat, but then after you get over that, after you've tasted it once, it just smells super sweet, almost like what I would call a confectionery note, which to me is powdered sugar. To Roy, confectionery probably just means a sweet shop. That's what everybody says, confectionery. But to me, when he says confectionery, I think of powdered sugar, and that's kind of what it smells like. Like just really sweet, but not sickly sweet, like perfectly sweet. But also dry at the same time, if that makes any sense. Like dry wood oak, but then sweetness. I don't know. It smells so damn good. I love this whiskey. It's so good. It is a little bit floral. The texture is super wonderful. There's like a lingering spice that's just like front and mid palate. A little bit of peat on the back of the palate. That's like one of my favorite peated whiskeys of all time. Yeah, love it. Whiskey with Molly, send in 5 friggin' GBP. Thank you so much. This is my first live Shayla stream, although watched a lot on YouTube. Thanks for all the work you put in. Have a dram on me. Thank you so much, Ben. I appreciate it. Switched out the Aden, then switched the Glen Scotia to Glen Scotia 15. Okay, so an older Aden and Glen Scotia 15 instead of Victoriana. I nominated Victoriana because delicious, cash strengthness, and I thought that more people would have had the opportunity to have that versus the 15. But awesome nomination. I would agree, Sugar Kitty. Okay, Daslo. I hope I'm saying your name right. I guess O's are kind of U's in Portuguese. So it'd be Daslo? I don't know. Victoriana is so good. I have to hide it from my whiskey friends after I give it to them for the first time. So complex. Changes every sip. Yeah, I feel like it's good. Okay. A little like a guttural. What the fuck? Okay. Okay. How would you? Agneshoek? Really? But I can't say that it isn't how they. Okay. Aanhoek. That's really how you would say that. Wow. I hate typing on my phone. Okay. Aanhoek. Okay. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but wow. Definitely would not have guessed that. Celebrating Georgia's win over Florida with a dram of Kilchoman. And again, don't know how to say this. Senag. I don't know. I'm not saying that right. For sure. 100% I'm not saying that right. Oh, did we talk about the last nomination? Oh, yes, we did. I voted for Glen Scotia Victoriana and nominated it. Congrats on the win, IC86. I've only had a sample of Kilkerran 16 and indeed came across as pretty floral and very different from Kilkerran 12 or 8. I have not had 8 or 12, so I don't know. Wish I had a bottle, though. It's wonderful. And I will buy a bottle as soon as I get back to Portugal. In my opinion, Kilkerran isn't as good as the 12. I have not had anything from Kilkerran. The 16, obviously. But the only other thing that I've had was Kilkerran Heavily Peated Batch 1. It was like one of the first things they I think it was one of the first things they released. I'm not sure. Don't take my word for that. But yeah, it was, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed this a lot more. So, okay, I said it correct. Woof. Stress on the first Seneg. Okay, Seneg. Seneg. Okay, thank you guys for teaching me Scots Gaelic. I appreciate it. Confectionery. Oh, yeah, see, Moorish also. I only hear from Ralphie and Aquavite. So I say confectionery, but I think it's because it's like when you say you are the, what is that saying? You're the product of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Well, the 5 people I spend the most time with are Roy, Ralphie, and 3 other people. So I'm still not sure what Moorish means. I assumed that it meant something about Muslim culture. Moorish just means you want to drink more of it. That's literally what it means. I was like, what is Moorish? Like, what do they mean? Something with, I assumed it was that culture. No. At least that's what I've heard other people say. Taste and Sensibility just sent in $10. Thank you so much for the super chat. Glad to see you back, Shayla. I am glad to be back. My whiskey room and office are the best place ever. I want more. It's Moorish. Yes. That's what I think. It's like more-ish. Okay. Yes. Give me more. Yeah. When I first heard Roy say that, I was like researching like, oh, what does this mean? Does it have a context to this? No. It just means I want more. So pretty easy. So those are the OSWAs, Online Scotch Whisky Awards, the Oscars of online Scotch Whisky Awards, basically. I am not going to be dressed to the nines because I do not have anything worthy of being dressed to the nines, but I'm going to dress as well as I can and put on makeup because it's important. So normally I do a stream every Saturday, but I will not be doing a stream next Saturday because the Online Scotch Whisky Awards are going to be hosted by Roy over at Aquavite. And I'm just so freaking jazzed about it, guys. So just head over there instead. And instead of hanging out like this, we will hang out in the little chat room on the side. So yeah. Is that a ginger beer you're drinking in the orange cup? Okay, this is a red cup. It looks orange because my lighting is terrible. This is ginger ale. And then I have water in this teal cup. So just in case you were wondering. Okay. Shayla, just thanks for all your wonderful content and dedication. Thank you, Jolly Rover. I appreciate it. You just sent in 10 freaking euros. What a super chat. Is there an OSWA after party? I surely hope so. Maybe somebody will do that. That would be fun. I'm probably going to be slightly Shay-Lammered because I'm going to be really nervous and I might, drink a little too much because that's what I tend to do when I'm nervous. So I knew fucking Eric was going to say this. I knew. As soon as I said it, I was like, I guarantee you Eric is going to talk about buying a dress. I literally thought that. I thought you were going to say red dress though, but oh my god. Yeah, I was going to buy a dress. I don't know. Maybe I should still buy a dress. I don't fucking know. We'll see. We'll see. I gained like 10 pounds in Portugal, even though we walked 5 miles every day. So me in a dress is not a thing most people want to see right now. Okay, first time I heard Moorish, I thought it had to do with moorland, so describing an earthy note. That, of course, I couldn't find it in the discussed dram. Yeah, that's funny. I'm sure Roy and Ralphie would be happy to hand over to you. They should be done by 8 or 8:30. Yeah, but I think we'll just hang out in the back. Well, I don't know if anybody's going to hang out in the back, but it'd be cool. Okay. Another sip of this Kilkerran, and I want to drink all of this tonight, but I'm not going to because I have to wake up and paint my house tomorrow. Oh, I didn't read your comment. Sorry, Carlos. Okay. Thank you and Eric Waite and Aquavite for sharing your picks for the OSWAs. We know you didn't have to, but it was just as informative as it was entertaining. Thank you, Carlos. I don't know if I was informative or entertaining. That's the problem with my channel. I don't know enough, and I'm also not funny enough. Okay, I didn't buy a new fur coat, but there is still time. Just borrow one from Dan. Thank you to everyone who helps this girl buy whiskey. Oh, Roy, you're so sweet. Gaining weight in Portugal. That must have been easy. It definitely was, because so many different things. But we walked like 5 miles every day. It did not matter. Also, I eat like a 250-pound NFL linebacker. So, yeah, I'm really surprised I'm not more obese than I am. I'm about $160. But I'm only 5'3", so that makes me pretty obese. It's all good, though. It's worth it. Yeah, by the way, okay, Eric, I just want a public service announcement, okay, about Eric. Can we just start a hashtag, guys? Bring the beard back. I mean, I get it. You want to look like clean cut, sharp, but just bring the beard back, please. I don't know if you're not allowed to because of work or something, but I'm speaking for everyone. And when we say we miss it, I just miss the beard. It's like, can you play for the Bears? Oh man, I need to play for the Seahawks because we literally have the worst defense in the friggin' NFL right now. Viking Bourbon says, cheers, Shayla. Thank you. Okay, guys. Dan Like's coat looked like he got it from someone on Broadway. It was pretty fancy looking. Okay, guys. Last few minutes, we're just going to hang out, and then I'm going to call her a night. Thank you so much for hanging out and just talking scotch with me. Not going to be doing a live stream next Saturday. We're going to be over on Aquavite's channel for the online Scotch Whiskey Awards 2021 inaugural. Freaking so jazzed, guys. And then we'll be back next week with a blind, or not next week, the week after that, with a regular blind flight and all the normal things we do. So, yeah. By the way, if you can buy Kilkerran 16 and you don't mind a little bit of floral in your whiskey, it's a stunning dram. So, yeah. Yum. I feel like Hoyt, you know when he does that, or Horst, I mean, you know when he like goes when he has whiskey in his mouth? Kilkerran kind of makes you do that. Don't think Hawks, think Flyers. Go Philadelphia Flyers. But I still will root for the Seattle Seahawks, even though they're really terrible this year and Russell is out. And he probably will get traded once he finds a team he likes. Sure, G flying high, or SG flying high. Hey, Sherry, cheers. If he is not bringing the beard back, at least he has to grow some hair. Okay, funny. November is No Shave November at work to raise cancer awareness. Yes! Bring it back. Bring it back, Eric. We need it in our lives. Don't know about fancy, but did Dan get it from Cats or Lion King? I couldn't decide. I feel like Cats. I'm originally from the north. Oh, the north. Oh, you're talking to David. You're talking to David. Okay. I'm so excited to move to Europe, guys, because first off, I will get to go to Scotland every single year. That is reason enough for me to move. But not only that, hopefully, once or twice a year, if I can swing it, we can do whiskey fairs. We can go to like Germany or who knows where. Glasgow. We're going to go to Glasgow is where we're going to go. The freaking whiskey festival there. The Campbelltown Whiskey Festival. I'm going to go to so many festivals. I'm going to be super, super broke. And I'm ready for it. Oh, is that why? I could see that. It getting all up in your everything. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. All the more reason. Hopefully it'll be over soon. Edinburgh, not Glasgow. Well, I gotta say, Edinburgh versus Glasgow. Sorry to say, Ben, but Glasgow is gonna win every time. Edinburgh is Edinburgh, but I feel like everybody goes to Edinburgh and they miss out on Glasgow. Like, Glasgow is kind of where it's at, you know? Okay, guys. Better get a bike if you live in Europe. Yeah, I plan on it. I was thinking about getting a semi-electric bike to help me on days where I'm not feeling it, but I might just get a regular bike. I don't know. You haven't had the best tour guide in Edinburgh. Oh, I will go to Edinburgh, but I'm not going to go to Edinburgh instead of Glasgow. I'm going to go to both. Yes, there we go. There we go, Frank. I need to visit Aberdeen. Oh, little trip up north to Aberdeenshire on the northeast. That would be wonderful. I just fucking can't wait. I'm so amped, guys. The first trip to Scotland, I think I'm going to cry at the airport. Like, you guys do not know how bad I want this. Also, does anybody else? I do not wear attractive clothes when I'm at an airport. I wear compression socks, jogging pants with pockets, a t-shirt, and a hoodie. That's where I'm sitting. And I see these people that are dressed in suits. And I'm like, or even pants. I'm like, no, pants are not going to be on me for 11 hours. That's not happening. I don't know if you guys feel like that, but. So, first time I meet anybody in Scotland, I'm going to look like a freaking schmuck. Just letting you know. I left my heart in Scotland, yeah. My heart is in Scotland, and I haven't even been there yet. It's painful. Loose, comfy clothes for flying. I'm glad, Ben. I'm glad you're. Jason, Busey, hashtag BDC. Don't forget the Isle of Skye and the Talisker Distillery. After all, oh yeah, no, we're going to all the islands. There's going to be an island. We might even go to Shetland. We probably won't go to Shetland, but we'll go to Highland Park. We'll go that far north. I think that's about as far as I can go. But no, we're going to go to all the islands. I'm going to Tobermory. Yeah, I'm ready. Oh, I'm not going to live in Lisbon. I can't afford Lisbon. I'm going to live an hour from Lisbon, probably. So, yeah. I wear sweatpants and a loose t-shirt when flying. Thank God. All right. I'm not the only one. Good. Oh, last time I was on a plane, I wore my motor gear. We actually sat next to somebody that was wearing gear like that, so I would not comment. Okay. Wow. Thanks, friggin' Jason, for the. And after all, Talisker is what scotch should taste like. I didn't even read your friggin' super chat. Sorry, man. I would be very excited to try Talisker where Talisker is made. Orkney is a hell of a trip. It's going to be, this is over like 10 years, I'm talking. Every year, hopefully at least once a year, but if I can swing it twice a year, we'll go to Scotland and we'll go on a trip to somewhere new. If you're in a country that speaks one of the Romance languages, you have to have both a small convertible and a Vespa. Well, I'm going to be in Portugal, so I would love a small convertible. A Vespa is a no-no. I'm not going to do that. I saw one time, okay, we're getting so off track, but it's fine, guys. Okay, we're not talking about whiskey anymore, just for anybody that's wanting to talk whiskey. And I'm going to talk for a couple minutes, and then we're getting off. So if you guys want to get off, scram. We're moving to Portugal, so Romance language. I would love a small convertible, but we're thinking about getting a farm and growing our own food. So a convertible would probably be the least likely vehicle. We're probably going to buy a truck, sadly. I don't want a truck, but it just makes more sense. If you're hauling compost and stuff, you gotta have a truck. I don't know. And then one time I was driving my car down a road in Mexico. Normally that's where you drive, not on a sidewalk, on a road. And I saw a man with his leg bent backwards and broken. He was on a scooter. Well, actually a motorcycle. And I was like, hon, we're getting rid of our motorcycle. We had a little Vespa type thing. And that is the first and last time I will ever own any type of scooter that has 2 wheels and no doors. You will spend 10 years just getting around. I know. It's like, I just could live there. I could live there. And I'm hot all the time, guys. Like, if you ever meet me, I'm almost 90% guaranteed to be sweaty. So Glasgow, where it's just cold and wet and rainy, I would not be hot and sticky all the time. It would be wonderful. I'm glad, like in Oregon and in Washington, never was like that. Down here, just disgusting. I'm glad a lot of scotch I've tasted. Okay, I'm glad a lot of scotch I tasted better than Talisker. Talisker is fine, but certainly not the best. I feel like Talisker 18 is pretty damn good. I went to Orkney on my last trip. It is otherworldly. Wow. Oh my gosh. Over 5,000 years old. How crazy is that? I can't freaking wait to go. Get a convertible Range Rover. Like one of the older ones. Is that like a... I think I've seen those. I love convertibles. They're just so cool. Man, this air conditioner is like fucking my nose up. Convertible Range Rover is a contradiction. Legs can be fixed. I know. I saw your motorcycle and it is it's the most badass looking thing on the planet. And I'm just like, nope. I'm not touching that. Get a Ford F-150 Lightning. You can power your house if you lose electricity. I think we're going to try to get solar panels too. We'll see how it goes, but the plan is we're going to get a cheap farmhouse that you can fix up. Spend less money on it. Spend a little bit of money in renovation and then a little bit more money in compost, getting the garden prepped, a greenhouse, and solar panels. We'll see how it goes, but yeah. Okay, you lovely folk. I'm going to see you next Saturday in the chat room of Aqua Vitae's live stream for the Oscars, aka the OSWAs, Online Scotch Whiskey Awards. I hope you guys enjoyed this little run through of that. Normally I don't do these, but I just wanted to celebrate this. So love y'all so much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will see you guys next Saturday in the Aqua Vitae chat room. Peace.